Bim, guess what? We're live and doing something I've not done for a while, and that is, he'll kill himself, um, use a overhead camera to flick through a magazine. Now, this is mainly a test. I've done stuff like this before, apparently I'm online. I've done stuff like this before, but this is the first time I've done it with this setup. So hopefully it's going to be better, i.e. better lighting. It's what I use for the Lego, but slightly modified. So, ZZap 64, number 18, a Newsfield publication, October 1986, and it was a quid. Cover story is Beyond the Forbidden Forest, which I assume is what's going on here. Artwork was always amazing on the magazine. Also Crash as well, part of the same thing. That was a Spectrum version of the magazine. And the Oliver Frey was the guy who did all the cover art, and it is stunning. Now, I had loads of these, and I threw them away a few years ago because I thought, what will I need them for? So now I'm desperately scrabbling around to get some back so I can do this. Anyway, this came in the shop a while ago, and I decided to bring it home and see what's in it. I'm not going to read everything. I'm going to have a quick flick through really and just see what is what. So we open it up. First thing we've got is Ocean. I don't remember them being game manufacturers. Ocean House, 6 Central Street, Manchester, M25NS. And they were selling Parallax, which is hiya photographic Lee, hope you're good. It was a game, I thought it was to do with aeroplanes, but I may have been wrong. This is a weird thing as well. Down here it says, you know, you've got publisher Roger Keane over Frey, Franco Freya, editor Gary Penn, staff writers Julian Rignall, Richard Eddy, Lloyd Managram, Sean Masterson, not Mangram, Bridget Van Ruben and Paul Sumner. They're all the writers, but the address is 1 to 2 King Street, Ludlow, Shropshire, SY8 1AQ, and I've been there. In fact, it was last year when I went round doing a walk round in Ludlow, and I actually found I didn't go to Ludlow for this reason, but there was a plaque on the wall, and I read the plaque, and it said this was the home of Newsfield publication, that the printers of ZZap 64 and Crash amongst other publications, and I was like, yay, I'm part of history. A quid in the 80s is probably 15 quid now if it was still going. Could be tough, could be tough. They also have a little character as well. This is Rockford, who I think was the character in Balderdash, and he's a little character who just pops up in cartoon form all the way through. But it says here, Rockford appears in ZZap 64 by kind commission of First Star Inc., whose copyright he remains. Maybe to this day, who knows. Then we got this advertisement for Crystal Castles. Price, cassette is $9.99 and disc is $14.99. It was available on the Commodore 64 128 Electron BBC, and it was coming soon to the Spectrum 48K and the Amstrad. Now, it's Crystal Castles I'm thinking about. That bears no relevance to the game, but it might be different Crystal Castles, I don't know. There can be only one Crystal Castles. Ocean again, not overly familiar with them. Ocean Software, 6 Central Street, Manchester. So I don't know whether they've moved or what. Hang on, it's the same bloody thing, isn't it? Oh, it says still 6 Central Street, yeah. They just didn't have the Ocean House on it. But yeah, a game based on the movie with, to be fair, slightly larger characters than you would expect at the time on a Commodore 64. Then you've got the Gary Penn, who's the editor, having his write-up, and he says, crazy but true, the Media Study Centre manager for the South Australian Education Department feels that computer games are promoting bank robberies, the killing of police officers, drug taking and even masturbation, according to a news piece in the Canberra Times, which Mr. Gathercole condemns Ocean's Frankie Goes to Hollywood for encouraging pill popping. The problem will worsen within the next decade. What problems? Do computer games really induce people to commit felonies? I don't believe this is the case. And this was in 1986, and it's been going on ever since. What can you do? What can you do? Then they had a ZZap section where you could write in and basically interact with them. I never wrote in. Couldn't be bothered. It involved writing. Can't be arsed with that kind of stuff. Another classic game here from Firebird, Druid. Never played it, but I know it's a classic. It's one of them games that came out. It was $7.95 as well, which was quite good. A constructive moan. Someone's written in having a constructive moan, and people have written here wrong attitude as well. Smiley Mac, hope you're good. I'm unconfused. More moans and groans, and then someone's done some clip art 1980s style where you just cut pictures out and stick them on other pictures. Must admit I did a bit of that. Not the way you're thinking. I never even thought of stuff like that, I'll be honest with you. Idris QC by Jeff Minter. Can you keep pace with the power of Idris Alpha, Lamasoft and Hewson? Now, I'm a follower of Jeff Minter on Twitter, and he does some hilarious observations when he's on the train. He's not been on the train much since lockdowns and all that, but still. Firebird, otherwise known as British Telecom, indeed. BT used to do computer games. Beyond the Forbidden Forest. It's a sizzler, which means it's actually quite good. It's got 91%. Presentation, 80%. Slow loading, but great title screen and detailed instructions make up for this. 81. Chunky but effective graphics. Sound was 97%. Amazingly atmospheric soundtracks on Spot FX. Hookability, 95%. Lastability, 89%. Playable and compelling, although not overly varied. Value for money, 86, and overall 91, and it was $9.95 from US Gold. I'll be honest with you, never bought it, never played it. Then you got Druid, Firebird. The mists of time slowly clear to reveal an awesome quest. 4 skulls of immense evil have been brought to life by the Princess of Darkness. Her wrath is beginning to spread. 4 floors of an 8-floor tower are where they are to be located, and you, a druid, have been assigned the mystical task of defeating the princess and her monstrous minions. Overall, 88%, not quite a sizzler. And then Footballer of the Year game by Gremlin. He used to do Monty on the Run and all that kind of stuff as well. Another sizzler. This one is called Power Play. $9.95 from Arcania, $14.95 on disc, and you can use joystick or keys. I hate trivia games, they bore me senseless. Power Play, on the other hand, is highly enjoyable to play, and I didn't find it dull in the slightest. This well may be a trivia game, but it's far more interesting to play than Trivial Pursuit. The graphics are very nice, and the jingles and spot effects work well. Power Play is a neat multiplayer game which is worthy of any trivia player's action. 95%, you don't get much better than that. And that was Gary Penn himself saying that. Infiltrator, from the makers of other games. It's created by Chris Gray. They used to put the names of the guy on. The only person that does that now is Hideo Kojima. Otherwise, you don't know who makes the games, not individually anyway. Basically, it looks like a forerunner of Desert Strike. It looks like some kind of 3D geometric kind of game. Then you got budget games. Hoodoo Voodoo, Bug Bite, $2.99 on cassette, and it's got 27 overall. Julian Rignall said, "Ugh, what a dull and dire game. The first bit is really dull, and having to do it time and time again nearly sent me to sleep. It's difficult and frustrating too, just adding to the urge to switch off the 64. The graphics and sound are both poor, and the program isn't worth the $2.99 price tag." So yeah, they didn't enjoy that one, has to be said. Hollywood or Bust. Early Leisure Suit Larry, is it? I don't know. Again though, didn't go down well. Only got 46%. Nice graphics and sound, but let down by an unplayable and frustrating game. And then you had Spiky Harold, which was $1.99, as was Hollywood or Bust. Basically, looks like a hedgehog, not Sonic, just Spiky Harold. Presentation 76%, a variety of options and adequate title screen. Overall, though, masochistic platform, freaks will love it. So it's one of them where you just die every 3 seconds. Gremlins Lords of Spree, yeah, that was a good game. I've actually got the t-shirt for that, but I can't wear it because it's green. It looks like I've been shot. I look like the Terminator T2000 with a big hole in my chest. Talking of hole in one by Mastertronic MAD, $2.99, 38%. Cheapest golf simulation available, but not one of the best. And little Rockford is on here, and he's going not a hole in one. Meanwhile, it's a knockout before it became, well, due to the presenter, not something you'd want to talk about. So we'll move on. Was that Ocean though? Yeah, Ocean again. Still never heard of him. Parallax Ocean, $8.95. So this is a full price game, and it's a sizzler. Actually, looking at these screens, it looks a bit more like was that one called not Gradius? Was it Gradius? Was it Xenon? Oh, I don't know. Where you've got the spaceship, and it can either shoot bullets, or you have a square above, and you can fire bombs, and you've got these domes firing things at you. It was in the arcade, and then later on, you get tanks and other stuff coming and firing at you, so you have to bomb them and then shoot the spaceships coming at you. But then there was a section with spinning slabs, and in the arcade looked amazing. This looks a little bit like that, although I can't remember what the other game was called, although I have played it. Knight Rider. Knight Rider. Ocean again, $8.95. Presentation barely adequate. Graphics simple and ineffective. Overall 16%. And the comment is, surely after 16 months Ocean could have come up with something better than this. And you've got little Rockford there sneaking off going, oh dear. And then you've got Houston. Don't miss Christmas with Houston. Houston, the chart toppers of 1986, proudly present their range of games available for Christmas. Alley Cat, Iridium, Firelord and City Slicker. And you can get Iridium and Paradroid as a double pack. Houston, simply the best. Do, do, do. Better than all the rest. Oliver Frey posters on your wall. I nearly did actually send off for some Oliver Frey posters. They were £2.50 each. You got a zombie one there, which is pretty cool, kind of snake demon thing for Red Moon. You've got Kepler of Mars, which is a good one, and you've got Metro Force 1 as well, which is a good one. There were many of my favourites. One was, I think, Jazz as a ninja type person as well, which was quite a funny one. And then you've got this one, which I don't know if you can read that or not. Uchimata? Uchimacha. You can't ask for it, you can't play it. All the skills and pains without the bruises. That is true. That's one of the great computer games. Electric Dreams brought out a game called Hi Jack. If you weren't called Jack, they weren't saying hi to you, which is a shame. And 2-on-2 Basketball from Activision. $14.99, disc only, which is quite shocking. Overall, a good basketball game, which has unfortunately been badly implemented. But it's still got 73%. So I don't understand quite how that works. Bismarck. On the evening of the 24th of May 1941, and that would be my mum's 4th birthday. 6th birthday, no, hang on, 41, yeah, 6th birthday. HMS Hood took a direct hit on a magazine of the 1,415 men on board, only 3 escaped with their lives. Bismarck had claimed her first kill. I thought the Hood sank the Bismarck. Anyway, I don't know. You get a free demo tape offer as well, so you can actually send off for a demo. Commodore 64, $9.95, $14.95 disc. Spectrum and Amstrad versions available soon, it says at the bottom. Just going to move this out of the way because it's starting to do my nutting. There we go. I can move that a bit further down now. There you go. That's better. Then you got Hacker 2, $9.95, $9.99, $14.99, and that come in with 88. Very clever sequel, but as with all sequels, the magic has faded. No, obviously Die Hard 2 hadn't come out at this point. Neither had Terminator 2. Firebird have thrown down the gauntlet. Take up the challenge and you could win a personalised copy of Druid. 20 Firebird t-shirts, also up for grabs. You've got to get these in though. Oh. No, I'm sorry. No, don't look at that. It's competition's finished. Arcade Kings. Basically compilations that they started bringing out. These were good value, to be fair, particularly if you'd missed games. So you've got Hyper Sports, Mikey, Yeah Kung Fu, and Ping Pong. But obviously the best game is Green Berry. And they were $7.95 on Spectrum, $8.95 on Commodore and Amstrad. Don't know why they were dear on Commodore and Amstrad, but that did happen quite a bit back in the day. Zap Readers Top 30, October 1986. Oh my god! Ghosts and Goblins. One of my favourite games of all time. International Karate Leaderboard, Iridium, Greenbelt, Berry, Mercenary, Paranoid, Slam Ball, Spin Dizzy, Thrust, Night Games, Summer Games 2, I had that, Summer Game, Super Bowl, Winter Games, Bounder, Elite, the Eidolon, Cauldron 2, Commando, Tau City, Kung Fu Master, Dragon's Lair, Pit Stop 2, I had that, that was my favourite racing game on the Commodore 64. Rock and Wrestle, Spellbound, Sentinel, Starquake, Bombjack, Yeah Kung Fu and Rambo. That was your top 30 in October 1986. The Zap Challenge. Alright, so this is a thing they did in store, well, in the office to put a bit of competition in there. And I'll be honest with you, not interested. Saxonon. Shoot 'em up, advertisement, $9.95. The Great Escape by Ocean. Nope, still no idea who they were. 6 Central Street, Manchester. Commodore is $8.95 each, as is Amstrad, and Spectrum is $7.95 each. From Hungary, Horace's to Exploding Fists. When Greg Barnett joined Melbourne House, he was still learning about the 64. Since the release of his first game, Hungry Horace, he has gone from strength to strength and has been the force behind many legendary programs such as The Hobbit, with Exploding Fist. Now, after 6 months in the making, Fist 2 is about to hit the software scene. And there he is, in all his handsome 1980-ness. Then hints and tips, which is always good to have, particularly with Commodore 64 games. Mainly, I think they were cheat modes that you could put in, stuff like that. Down there, Pilots of the Future. Pretty good looking game. Tau City and the Euromax Joy Ball. I don't know why I didn't say enough for one of them. They knew it as hell. You knew it as Vietnam. Yeah, war games were very popular in the 1980s. Of course, they won't be allowed now because it's not PC, is it? Oh, no. More tips, hints and tips, and yet more hints and tips, including Ghosts and Goblins. There you go. More lives. Load the cartridge with V1, V2 software and load run the game in the usual way. Stop the game by tapping the restore key twice. Type in this thing and then press return and blah 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 blah. Oh, it's the games on the 64 we all know become bigger and better as the programmer's knowledge of the machine has grown. Unfortunately, for many of us mere mortals, more and more games include levels we can only dream about. So that's a machine that you could buy that would let you cheat. Too soon. Horace and the Spiders is better than Hungry Horace. Best cheat code was New Zealand Story. I only ever played... No, I played it on the Amiga, but my favourite version was the Japanese, which I've still got, Mega Drive version. I played it on here. If you go to retro gaming playlists and scroll through, you'll probably find it at some point. Games at the speed of light, FTL, for the loss. Light Force and Shockwave Rider. I bet they weren't though. Again, £1 price change. Mercenary, the Second City, complete maps. More tips, Second City, extra bits and pieces. And then you've got Strike Force Harrier. I got the Mega Drive. The Mega Drive version. Alley Cat, Rolling Thunder. It's Alley Cat. I don't understand why it says that, but anyway. Double value pack. Iridium and the new mega fast version of Paradroid is available from November. $8.95 Commodore on cassette. Don't miss it. $8.95 for this game as well. Then you got the computer page. So we've got an early version there of Dead Rising. And is that the Amiga? With the circles in it? Because I think the Amiga was breaking through at this point. Or certainly was in... people were thinking about it anyway. The art gallery. So people have sent in pictures that they've drawn. I mean, amazingly, I'll be honest with you, on the Commodore 64. I mean, how? I have no idea. But they are amazing. Really, really good. They look better on screen than they do actually in real life, but they look good in real life as well. Become a megastar overnight. Yes, you could appear on the cover of this year's Christmas special. 2 unique runner-up prizes of autographed Oliver Frey fantasy scenes as well. So that's your Christmas cover that they've got, and they're going to put you in it if you win the prize. I didn't put myself forward because I was a spotty, horrible, smelly kid, so I didn't think I deserved to be on the front. Fly the world's most exciting aerobatic sports jet. It's Acrojet from Microprose. They were very good at flight simulators, but notice the screen is the bit that moves is tiny, and the most of the screen is taken up with the controls and the flight gear and all that kind of gubbins. Fill these gaps, don't miss out. Order now, so you can order your back issues that you'd missed of ZZap. I never did because I never missed it. Save wear on your expansion port, 3 slots, motherboard for 64 and 128 only, $16.99 post free. Cartridge development system $9.99. Super Snooper $10.99. Digital sampling $49.99. Turbo ROM $10.99. Replacement kernel it says. So lots of gubbins, and you've also got here the ultimate backup cartridges here for the 64 and the 128, $24.99 post free from Daytel Electronics. Meanwhile, imagine we're bringing out Caliban, but the address is 6 Central Street, Manchester, which is the same address as Ocean. Imagine that. Got Rainbow Islands. I had Rainbow Islands on the Mega Drive and I lent it to someone and I never got it back. Really annoying. Paris for breakfast, Tokyo for lunch, and the Golden Gate Bridge for dinner. It's the Movie Monster. Plus Hot Wheels 64 as well, they're advertising here. Epics from US Gold. And also we've got the a complete monthly guide to the infamous White Wizard for all 64 owners who prefer games involving tap commands rather than wiggle joysticks, because that was still a thing back in the 80s. It was basically an interactive book, so you get all this text and then you type in what you wanted to do, so go left, go right, examine, fight, flee, that kind of thing. That one's got 56%, that one's got 52%. They were a bit dull. And then some other help here, someone offering help. They've put their address in as well. As if Din 37 Deeplish Road, Rochdale, and then R. Shepherd, 106 Highfield Street, Colville, Leicester. Graham Roberts, Fairfield Rise, Kirkburn. Borstal Hill, Whitstable, Guy Thomas. You wouldn't send it to him, would you, Borstal? All home addresses. It's like, Christ, can you imagine doing that now? Putting kids' addresses in magazines. The Legend of Sinbad from Superior Software. Is that Superior? I never even heard of it. Winners, reviewers, portraits. So again, some talented kids doing some drawings and whatnot. Very good. Gremlins goodies galore. So you've got the Way of the Tiger, Avenger, Trailblazer, Future Knight, and Footballer of the Year. Power Play, The Game of Gods. I think we've already seen the review of that. Even on the BBC. Disc only though, $14.95. Hi Snip. This game will drive you batty. Superstar Ping Pong. It won't drive me batty because I won't buy it. Dan Dare. We Could Be Heroes. Just for a day. Dan Dare is near as damn it finished and only needs to be playtested and debugged before it's released. Hooray, it's been a year in the making, but has it been worth the wait? After seeing a pre-production copy, we think the answer is most definitely yes. I did play it, but I have no recollection of it whatsoever, so it might have been playable, but it certainly wasn't memorable. Marble Madness, the only game I ever finished on the Amiga, Marble Madness. Not many people finish Marble Madness either, so it's like, wow, you finished that one. Compute U-Mart, micro discs, single-sided, box of 10, £19 plus £1 P&P, £24 for double-sided, and £1 P&P. Same day dispatch on all orders before 4 PM. So how do you do? Oh, you rang them up. Credit card hotline. Wow, that was the thing. I remember Dan Dare was alright from what I remember, yeah. I don't think Batty had the same meaning back then. What, 1986? You don't say. Get into orbit with a compact disc player. Whoa, win. One of 30 copies of Cyborg as well. Compact disc player. That is ace. No, this is ace. At last you can really fly. To be fair, at the time, it probably did feel like you were really flying. But yeah, we've moved on a bit since then. Without music, graphics and sound, the board game has become the most popular in the world. Now it has them. So this is over 3,000 questions of no vital importance. The computer game on the Commodore 64 Spectrum BBC B, Amstrad CPC on cassette and disc. Look at this. This isn't my copy of the magazine, but win 50 copies of Mortek's new shoot 'em up. My God, it's war, blam blam, kapow, kaboom, kazam, blam, baroom. Zap word square, and look, whoever bought this has actually cut it out and sent it. I wonder if they won. Then you've got retailers. Northwest, Stewart Electronics, they're in Ashton-under-Lyne. I think they're still trading actually. Bytes, City Software, Computer Game Shop, Little Wars Organisation, H&B, H&D, HW Luxton in Liverpool. But Stewart Electronics, Ashton-under-Lyne, definitely remember them. The one I used to go to was View Data though. Submarine Micro Solution, Microphone, Viking Computers, Treasure Chest, Tomorrow's World, Thirsk Home Computer Centre, System 7, Stockton Software Limited, Peak Electronics, Microtron, Microbyte Software Shop, Wakefield. Wow, that there, Microbyte Software Shop. Where is it? Where's it gone? There it is. Let's focus on it if we can. There you go. Microbyte Software Shop on County Arcade, Leeds, and 19 West Yorkshire, blah blah blah. They were the company that I first worked for selling games in 1989-90. By then they'd moved to Manchester and expanded all over the place. But more interestingly, they dabbled with some computer software and started selling their own games while I worked for them. And they sold games like Alien Breed and Super Frog and what was the Kung Fu one called? Oh, I can't remember what the Kung Fu one was called. But they sold that as well. But the one you'll know is Worms. This is the birth of Team 17, listed in a book in 1986, did we say it was? Yeah, October 86. Question was asked, is there any from Cheshire? I don't know because there's a bit chunk missing. North West, East Anglia, Wales, Scotland, North East, South West, Ireland and abroad. There might be some in there. Although that's Oxford Road. South East, South West. Southampton, Warwick, Banbury, Belper, Harrington, Atherton. These are all Northampton. Derby, Birmingham, Dudley, Shropshire, Hinckley in Leicestershire, Nottingham, Hereford, Nottingham again, Long Eaton, Nottingham, and Birmingham, Virgin Games Centre. So yeah, any for Lee? No, don't think so. We've got Openshaw, Liverpool, the Market, Arndale Centre, Liverpool, Blackpool, Liverpool, Northwich, Ashton-under-Lyne, which is AA discount software. Never even heard of them, and I used to go to Ashton-under-Lyne every Saturday. St Anne's, Bolton, Computer World UK, 208 Charlie Old Road, Bolton, Lancashire Micros, Euston Road, Morecambe Lancs, Preston, Armskirch, Accrington, and Shoot Electronics, Ashton-under-Lyne. Anyway, that was interesting. A few other advertisements for technology that's completely out of date now. The case of the Mrs. Hermes typewriter ribbon. 50 copies of Ocean's Parallax up for grabs. So they were into the competitions, weren't they? They obviously sent off another competition as well. Ace of Aces, which was, well, actually I was thinking it was like a top-down one, but it's not. Looking at the picture there, it's an actual flying an aeroplane, but half the screen again is for the controls that probably didn't work. Yet another special offer, special readers offer exclusive to ZZap readers, Supercycle, and 2 sensational sizzles for the price of 1, Beyond the Forbidden Forest. So you can buy all those for £9.95 for the pair. Stick that off, shoot it off to Super Duper Offer, PO Box 10, Ludlow, Shropshire, and you'd be fantastic. Asterix game, and they've come up with this brilliant idea of you had to do the dot to dot to find out what the game was called. Now I wonder why it was a flop. Are you a subscriber then? Would you like to buy Leaderboard and get Hardball free? When it's cold I get that already, thank you very much. My friends told me about ZZap 64, but not about missing an issue. And he's there in the corner. So I got without a zap every now and then. It's alright, I can handle it, I'm in control, aren't I? It says. So basically it's saying that ZZap 64 is a drug, and if you don't get it every month, you're going to get withdrawal symptoms. Oh, there's Rockford, and that's Thing on a Spring, which again was a good game, to be fair. Order what you want from the largest range of software you could ever wish for. And this is again, you send it in, so you write the title, the software house, whether it's disc or cassette, the amount, and you send it to them, which is a good way of doing it. And I always regret never getting one of the t-shirts, ZZap 64 t-shirts, and the ZZap 64 baseball cap as well, because I would have looked cool in that. And also you could get the binder to put them in. I wonder how many people have still got them. Then we're back to reviews. Hot Wheels, $14.95, disc only and joystick only. Overall 40%. Never mind. Miami Vice, based on the TV show at the time. Overall 30%. Oh dear. Arcania, new generation software, $7.95, joystick only. It looks alright, 45%. Will appeal mainly to ardent fans of Ultimate's arcade adventures who want more of the same. So nothing particularly outstanding, is the word. Evesham Micros, I'm pretty sure Evesham Micros is where I got my Amiga from. I remember ordering it mail order, and I think it was Evesham Micros because I'd heard of them. So I sent it off for an Amiga. Alignment problems. A 1541 physical exam is $38.95. Now I don't mind having a physical exam if I'll have to pay $35.95, $38.95 for it. That's good. Dolphin DOS. The difference is staggering. Odds and ends, bits and pieces you've never even heard of. Disk Dissector version 5. Freeze frame, the best in backup methods, is now even better. It says here. War. What is it good for? Well, it's only 44%. That's what it's good for. But if you're bored and want something simple to pass the time, then you'd find War appealing. But $8.95 in that day and age, I'd want something more than appealing, I can tell you. Go ahead, lose your marbles. Marble Madness, the arcade classic, is coming soon. The game that drove you crazy is coming to the arcade. Out now on Amiga, so the Amiga was already out. $29.95. Coming soon for 64 disc, $14.95, and cassette $9.95. I had it on the Amiga, and like I said before, it's the only game I ever completely finished on the Amiga, and I think I did it more than once as well. I loved it. Idris Alpha, not to be confused with Idris Elba, Idris Elba even, not Alpha. It's a sizzler anyway. What does RE say? Idris Alpha, first appearance, a fast action, mindless killing defenders type game, but on further investigation it becomes apparent a great deal of quick thinking and strategy are required. It's fast, it's challenging, it's mind blowing. It's also ruddy difficult. In fact, Idris Alpha is an excellent game, but the likes of me and my fellow sluggish types, it really is OTT on the action front. If you are an addict of Defender, I would have no hesitation in recommending it. But steer clear if you're more suited to quiet afternoon with Spin Dizzy. How about something for us peaceful types? Jeff. Oh, it's Llamasoft. Jeff Minter. And it got 95%. Ergo, Sizzler. Equinox. There's something a bit indifferent about this. He's got his back half turned. He's kind of pulling a face. He's smiling a little bit. There's plenty of action in this program, shooting, puzzle solving, and just trying to survive the hostile conditions. The game is certainly tricky and took quite a number of plays just to work out what should go where. It's not only fast reflexes that are required, the speed of the game means the old grey matter has to work overtime too. The graphics are quite nice and the sound is fine. If you like these sort of games, then take a look at it. And it got 83%, a great game for arcade adventurers and shoot 'em up fanatics alike. Then we had this advertisement, rather posh really looking, for Odin Computer Graphics Limited, called Heartland. Supercycle, basically hang on. It's a sizzler, and it got 95%. An outstanding racing game, the best to date. That's all you need to know. And then a budget title. Now they've all done badly so far. This is called Collapse Firebird, $1.95, cassette, joystick only. Got 85%. Presentation, simple loading of title screens, but you can start from any level and up to 4 people can play. Graphics quite dull and lacking in colour. Sound, simple spot effects, but little else. Hookability though, 80%. It doesn't look much, but it plays well. 84% for lastability. 96 challenging screens to Collapse. Value for money, 90%. The cheapest arcade puzzler available. Overall 85, and definitely one of the best. And there's the advertisement for Supercycle. It's Epics. And then finally, the Arcade Giants. 1942, which was the top-down aeroplane flying up, and Paperboy. which was really good in the arcade, but kind of lacked everywhere else. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I got my Specky from Evesham Micrums. There you go. So ZZap 64 is been flicked through. It took 40 minutes, a bit longer than I was anticipating, but I also had a lot more people watching than I anticipated as well. But yeah, if you like this video, then please like, share, subscribe, and comment in the comment section, and we will do it again sometime. So thank you to Photographic Lee, Toffs TV, Smiley Mac, Snip, for watching, and I will see you again soon. I played Paperboy on an original arcade machine not long ago. Yeah, there are some of these places around, aren't there, that have the arcade machines that you can go and play the old games, which is quite cool. If trooping on. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are, and I'll see you shortly. Literally, shortly. Until then, thanks for watching, take care, look after yourselves, and I'll see you again. Goodbye!